opportunities for 2021 on this week's The Brian Murray Show. Welcome to The Brian Murray Show, a real estate show, New Jersey style. This is the first official show of 2021. If you didn't see the 2020 market in review last week, definitely you could check that out here on the blog at themurraypropertygroup.com. Reach out to me. I have a 60-page report on the Hoboken market in 2020 and a 52-page report on the Jersey City market. A lot of analysis on what happened in the COVID year, what's going on today, and what's likely to continue into the future, so that you have some information going forward, whether you're a buyer, a seller, or an investor. So here we are at the beginning of 2021, and there's so much opportunity. It hurts. This is it. This is the best time that I believe in the next 5 to 10 years, whether you are a buyer or an investor in real estate, to take advantage of what the market is giving you. Right now, in a lot of places, you have prices that are down anywhere from 2 to 20% over this time last year. And most importantly, you have interest rates that as a purchaser is sub 3 and as an investor is around 3%. And that's the key to this story, is that the interest rates or the cost of ownership is super, super low, historically low. It's ridiculously low. This is what everything is about. So you have low interest rates and low prices. Not low interest rates and high prices, or high interest rates and low prices. You have low, low. This is the time. This is it. This is what I'm talking about right now. I can show you investment properties that will cash flow. I can show you appreciation properties that I would take advantage of, that you're getting at a 15-20% discount. And guess what? Vaccines are coming. This market's going to regulate back to where it was pre-COVID. It might take a smidge of time. It might take a year to 2 years to get there. But imagine if you were buying something at 15-20% off, knowing that you're going to get, that's going to rise back up to the level of the pre-COVID number. It's a layup as an investor, a layup as a homeowner. So that's the good news. Be wary is the one thing, the caveat that I'll say. Be wary that you're seeing some people out there, and it really chafes me to see some realtors out there posting wild information. I saw one post from a legitimate company, new company to New Jersey, not so new to New York, where a fairly big agent posts. The only thing they put in their post is a new strain of the virus has arrived. And I'm thinking to myself, how is that helping a buyer, a seller, or an investor, or anybody who's thinking about real estate? There's no context to it. There's no analysis to it. It's a disservice to professionals in my industry and to me, that people are just throwing garbage out there and making people afraid because they don't put any analysis or context to it. And guess what? What does it mean, does mean? I don't know exactly, but I can tell you what the market fundamentals are. I can tell you what the market sentiment is today. So when you see something like that and you don't see any context around it, really question who those people are. And the second thing is, I see a bunch of market reports or market stats from big companies again that just throw things out there, like average price of homes, average days on market, average sold. Averages are crap. They're crap. Pardon my French. Doesn't mean anything to you unless you understand what average of what. In 2020, for example, in Hoboken, the 3+ bedroom market was crushed. That's where all the loss was. That's where the 6% loss was in volume. That's where the dollar volume was all lost. And, the Studio 1, 2 held their own. The 3+ market crushed. So what does average mean? Doesn't mean anything if you have a 3+ home to sell. It doesn't mean anything if you're a 2-bedroom buyer. So don't look at averages. It won't tell you anything. Reach out to me I'm a professional. I've been doing this 19 years. I analyze everything. You really need to have good information. So I'm getting off my soapbox now. It's 2021. I'm temporarily working out of my home office because I'm for 2 weeks. I'm in between offices, but that doesn't mean that the quality of the information should be any less. This is today's discussion point of the Brian Murray Show. Today's hot topic: how's the market? Here we are, second week of January 2020. Market's starting off what I consider fairly strong. Now, for those of you who haven't seen my 2020 reports, my 60-page Hoboken report, my 52-page Jersey City report, definitely go and download them at themurraypropertygroup.com. You will get a lot of good information about the historical market and the 2020 market. But here's where we sit today, January 14th, 2020. I'm going to start with Jersey City. There's 222 condos available. 47 of those came on in the last week and 83 in the past 30 days. So the market had a lot of condos prior to the end of the year, dropped off right towards the last couple of weeks, now starting to climb again. Under contracts for the past 30 days was 58, and that's a pretty good number for the last 2 weeks of December and the first 2 weeks of January. Days on market of those that went under contract was 56, so nearly 2 months on market for those who actually went under contract. There was 39 sold in the past 30 days, and they sold at 97.7%. So I consider that a fairly robust market for the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021. In Hoboken, there are 228 condos available, 30 in the last 7 days and 66 in the last 30 days. Again, the number of contract condos dropped for the holidays, and now you're going to start to see it rise again. Really important is that there were 78 contracts in the last 30 days. That is a large amount of contracts for the last 2 weeks of December and the first 2 weeks of January. What that means is that we're gearing up for a robust turnaround in this market, in my opinion. Days on market for those, the average days on market was 46, so about a month and a half. There were 57 sold in the last 30 days at a 3% discount on average. So this is big news to me in both of these markets, that really these are supposed to be the quietest 4 weeks of the year, and we're pumping out 78 contracts in Hoboken, 58 in Jersey City. I mean, if you did that over months of inventory, you'd be looking at about 3 months of inventory in Hoboken and 4 months of inventory, a little under 4 months in Jersey City. For the last month, that really looks like this is now becoming a seller's market a little bit. The caveat being it is the holidays, so some of those homes are off the market. Give it another 2 weeks, and if we still see some numbers that look like this, you can bet that this market has turned. I've been telling everybody, with the interest rates where they are, where the prices have dropped where they are, people are starting to get on board, starting to buy. I'm seeing a lot of more showings on homes that sat for a long time, so that's good news for sellers. Hey, buyers, it's still good news. Low interest rates, low interest rates, low interest rates, and the prices haven't caught up. This is today's hot topic. If you want some more information about the markets themselves, reach out to me directly. We can talk about any specific that you'd like. The good, the bad, the ugly, first one of 2021. So let's start with the good. Psychologically, it's 2021. It's not 2020. The past is the past. Looks like we're turning the corner. Might be a slow turn, but we're turning the corner on some of the challenges that we've all faced here in the past year. Some of us have got presented with great opportunity from the challenges to forge ourselves of those fires, to become better at what we do, to have better relationships, to be smarter, to pick up new skills, new hobbies. Hey, 2020's in the past. Let's build on it for 2021. The bad. We're hitting the winter time. It hasn't gotten really cold yet, but it's only a matter of time given the history of the last gazillion years in the Northeast, that January, February brings snow, brings freezing cold, brings a miserable March that you just want it to be over. I wear my gloves and my earmuffs and that kind of thing, and so my fingers are crossed for the restaurants and that are going to make, and the bars that are going to make it through this, so that come the springtime, there's going to be lots and lots of people out and about, and all these businesses are going to be there open for us to do that. And the ugly, for me, the ugly is that I really enjoy doing client parties for my best clients, appreciating them, spending some time with them, celebrating them, and having over the last 9 months not really been able to do that. And now we're kind of in the winter time where I throw this great big party, usually in February, that not going to happen this February. I'm really hoping that something happens in the summer and that we can get together when the weather is warmer. But that's ugly for me, and I'm sure it's ugly for a lot of people who are just ready to see people and socialize and get things done. So we'll get those vaccines, and that'll be that. So here we are. My words of inspiration come from none other than Ben Franklin. I've been reading his autobiography because I just want to get some inspiration, some understanding from what they say is America's first millionaire, self-made guy who really, really brilliant. I used to think that the coolest thing that you could say about somebody was that he was a mogul. But I think that when they talk about Ben Franklin, they talk about him not in being rich, but as being a statesman, and that kind of encompasses much more than just being rich. It encompasses really contribution to society, and really fascinating. So he is truly a statesman, and that's something that you can't take away from him. And his quote that I'm going to leave you with here is, "Wish not so much to live long as to live well." And there we are in 2021, so let's make it a live well 2021, and we can look back on 2021 in 5, 10, 20, 50 years and say, wow, that was an amazing year. That was a highlight of, I remember 2021. So that's my wish for everybody here today. Thank you so much for watching The Brian Murray Show. As always, all of the episodes can be found at themurraypropertygroup.com in the blog section. I do appreciate your feedback. I appreciate you following me on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. I do want, if you have some comments, I do appreciate it. If you want to share it with people, I do appreciate that. And, as always, if there's anything that you disagree with on the show, please reach out to me directly, and I'll show you why you're wrong. Thanks for watching.